the Dench Diaries. As it says on the side here, the Dench Diaries, Diaries of a sometime working pro, Peter Dench, published by the United Nations for Photography. I thought I'd give it a couple of minutes because I think it's an interesting little zine-styled, trash, Pulp Fiction-y style novel. I guess that's the sort of idea behind this. Let's have a look at it. Like I said, looks a bit like a Pulp Fiction novel, Underworld of Vice. It was published in 2013, 145th edition of 250, published by the United Nations of Photography. I think it's fun. If you want to check more of that, the UnitedNationsPhotography.com, I'll put a link. I love this picture of Peter. Let me just going to jump down on this. I'll give it time to focus. That's such a great, that's Peter Dench all over for me. Fantastic. I love it. So what is this book about? It is, I think it's a sort of diary of his day-to-day activities, and I might read a few. I'm going to skim through it. I don't want to go into it too much because you can see if you can get in touch with us. I got me very own limited edition Union Jack beer mat with "Have One on Me" signed, which I will treasure. That can go there. I think, let's have a look through it. It is a total of 113 pages. The award-winning English photojournalist brings us a day-to-day, blow-by-blow account of his life as a professional photographer. Strap yourself in, it's a rocky ride. And epilogue. Okay, so we're going from January 2013 to, well, from, sorry, August 2010. So this is a bit of a diary, isn't it? 11, wow. So he's been on this for a while. Let's find some extracts. I haven't looked at this for ages. February 2011, the 17th. Here we go. The editorial mail ad has tweaked some interest to Stylist magazine, a portrait in Soho of former MP Jackie Smith. I breeze past presenter Claire Balding and into the BBC's Henry Wood house where we are to meet. While Jackie is having her makeup done, I get a call delivering news as significant as winning a World Press Photo Award. I've only ever spontaneously shouted out loud for joy 3 times in my adult life, and to the surprise of the office, releasing a shattering 4th, is Jean-Francois Leroy, the director of the 2011 Riza Paul Liège Festival of Photojournalism, with confirmation they would like to exhibit England Uncensored. This is big news. Leroy ends the call with those magic words, "Welcome to the club." Interesting. Let's find somewhere else. Here we go. This is 4th of May, 2011. The PR was late. They often are. I had tied 2 hours to complete the shoot and it's ebbing away. Generally, my experience with PR hasn't been great, except once. I was on assignment in the Telegraph magazine tracking down the entourage of the deceased entertainer Liberace. Our search was taking us to Las Vegas, then on to Los Angeles. Selfridges was to display Liberace's paraphernalia in their windows and was funding the trip. PR, Mary Dark, was our attaché. Checking out at the Mandarin Hotel on Sunset Boulevard, the receptionist asked if I had anything from the minibar. Everything. She looked at Maria. I looked at Maria. Maria nodded her consent. The $250 slate was clean. Today's PR turns up and loiters in a shot while instructing what I can't do and where I can't go. I'm photographing whitewater rafting at Lee Valley Park near London for Men's Health magazine. I've done my research. Equipped with a buoyancy aid and a 70 to 200mm zoom lens, I leap gazelle-like round the course under instruction from on-site snapper. Whitewater Dave. Later, the PR buys me a bacon, lettuce and tomato sandwich. Wonderful. June 3rd, the 7th. I've reached the moment in my life where my wife looks at me in the morning and suggests I go for a jog. I take her advice, and this afternoon I run over to the pub. Perfect, Dench. Find somewhere else. Let's move on a bit. Oh, pictures. Oh, IPG. I've got some heartstrings for IPG. That's some of his sheets, letters. He has some fun, Peter. and why not? I like the fact he doesn't take himself too seriously. So where we're going now, I'll have a small one. Let's have a look. Here we go. 9th of November 2011. I have a portrait commission for a German news magazine at Cambridge University of Christopher Clark, Professor in Modern European History at St Catherine's College. I've also been asked to shoot video for the iPad edition. In the study with the professor and the candlestick, I drift in and out of a 2-hour Kopf Kopf and watch the sun plummet behind the 15th century college walls, pursue Beckley's complete works and try not to approach the Trev Port. Here we go. 25th of January 2012. Hello, I'm Peter Dench, Creative Director of White Cloth Gallery, an exciting new film and photography events space opening on the 19th of April 2012 in Leeds, UK. Today, White Cloth Gallery team have a meeting at the National Media Museum to absorb their expertise. As the meeting unfolds, I realise being involved in the gallery is less about art and more about lighting, lux, intensity, and the microwatts per luminum maximus. Fire extinguishers, carbon dioxide is best, security, licensing, and copyright issues. 28th, 29th of April 2012. It's the wettest April on record, and today is the wettest day of April. The proprietor of the pub in which I am meeting the 6 participants on the This Is London workshop went out on a bender and fancied a lager instead. I send the cold and grey half dozen to the coffee shop to warm up and wait. There we go, little extract coming up. I put a chicken in the oven before I go out so I don't spend too long in the pub. When I return home, I have a burnt chicken. 14th of September 2012. You look smart for a photographer. Why, thank you, Deputy Prime Minister Nick Clegg. I'm shooting a reportage on the Deputy PM for the FT Weekend magazine. It's not going well. Clegg, I sat on a train, stood on a stage, and now I have 10 minutes with him, stood idle in a garden. For the occasion, he's chosen a suit with more creases in than an albino's elephant's knee and the palla to match. Great, love it. You should get this, it's great if you can still get it. I think if you want it, I'm sure Peter might have a few lying around. So I just wanted to show you this. I think it's a great little fun book. I love Peter's sense of humour. I'm sure he won't mind me reading a couple of extracts. If you want to get a copy, the only guide to get in touch with us, Peter, you could try United Nations of Photography. It's a good read, it's fun, it's worth buying out there. See if you can get a hold of it. Drop Peter a line. I'm sure if you pass his Palmer Silver, he can probably see if you can get one. And if you can get one, if you pass his Palmer Silver again, he'll probably send it to you. Thank you very much. Cheers, Pete.